Eagles win the showdown.
Yeah, unfortunately, we didn't get the job done, and we all have to own it. I have to own it. The coaching staff has to own it. All the players and staff members have to own it and give the Eagles credit. And now we have to go forward. Unfortunately, we don't control our destiny anymore, but we do control our opportunity next week.
We're too talented of a team and individuals to not make the plays, starting with myself. And it's disappointing, it's frustrating, but we all take responsibility.
We all expected to leave here as the NFC's champs. We're not. A disappointing setback for that locker room and for all of us, and I know it is for the fans.
So Jerry Jones, from what I'm told, reporters were following him everywhere, and he tried to say as little as he could. Okay, we have so much to dive into here. What is the number one thing we take away?
Let's credit the Cowboys. They earned that loss. They deserved to lose that football game. Your quarterback doesn't practice all week, and you decide to go on the road in a cold environment and throw the ball 44 times. We often talk about coaches putting players in positions to be successful, right? How do you handle them? Your quarterback didn't throw a ball all week, and yet you decide to drop him back 44 times. It was obvious to me that Dak did not feel right. The accuracy was not there. And so a little bit falls on his shoulders. He didn't perform well enough. There's way too many misses. But a lot of this falls on the Cowboys earning the loss by the game plan that they go into on the road and asking a quarterback who obviously has his shoulder injury to go, hey, drop back 44 times and try and win a football game.
Rex, Dan said it just there in the highlight. That missed to Tavon Austin. He said a $5 million throw instead of $30 million. For Dak Prescott, where does he stand now with the money that he was trying to get at some point at the end of this?
Yeah, I thought he was out of his mind and I said that, not taking the money. Yeah. And whoever's advising him, this is why you take the money. Because you have a performance like this. Look, they led the league in offense. So, man, there's a lot of positives. This kid's had a great year. But a game like this, you can come crashing down off of that money. Does anybody want to give him that kind of money right now? I don't think so. Here's what I saw in this game. This was a Dallas Cowboy team. All you got to do is beat a team that's all beat up and everything else. But you know what? I knew I took the Eagles.
Yes,
why? Why would I take the Eagles? Because this was a playoff game, wasn't it, Greeny?
Yes.
What happens with Dallas in a playoff game? They get beat. They no-show. They forget they got one of the best running backs in the league. We saw that. You got the quarterback that hasn't practiced all day. And how can you throw 44 times to the guy that never even practiced?
The Cowboys are like New Year's Eve, man. The Cowboys are New Year's Eve. You get all this build up, you have all these plans, everything's going to be great, and then New Year's Eve happens, you go, it wasn't worth all the money.
It's so depressing.
He doesn't have the money yet. Let's dive a little deeper into him before we go anywhere else. Because he, after the game, refused to make any excuses because of the shoulder.
Yeah.
But the reality is some things are excuses and other things are reasons. It's not an excuse that his shoulder hurt. It's a reason that his shoulder hurt. He doesn't miss all those throws if he's fine, right? He was missing wide open guys yesterday, and all of them were high. That had to be a function of the injury.
I've been around or heard of one guy at the quarterback position being able to not practice the whole week and actually play well. That was Steve McNair. He used to never practice because he was always beat up. The fact that Dak didn't practice all week and then plays poorly is a direct correlation to that shoulder injury. I've had shoulder injuries where you miss some time. I'm telling you, getting back onto the practice field, you go, okay, what kind of throws can I make and whatnot? It was obvious to me he didn't feel well enough. But at the end of the day, if you're going to go out and play, you better play well. I'm not going to sit here and make excuses for Dak Prescott. Everyone else can. You wanted that moment. You wanted the opportunity with Amari Cooper to be the stars of the show. Yes, you were hurt by some drops, but there's some big-time misses in this football game, in some big-time moments. Here's the reality, too. That miss to Tavon Austin, if that's Tom Brady, if that's Aaron Rodgers, if that's Carson Wentz, we're putting those guys on a crucifix. We are crucifying those guys today. I'm not going to let Dak Prescott avoid that moment. He got to make those throws. If you're going to ask for that money in that moment on the road, I don't want to hear about the shoulder. You got to make the throws, and he didn't.
Yeah, and when I look at this, the thing I love about Dak Prescott is that he owned it.
Absolutely.
So that to me, that's what a leader is, and that's what you want at that position. So many guys get it wrong. We know the guy, in Cleveland, he would have been blaming everybody else. Me, probably. All right, by the way, overrated as hell. But anyway, when you're looking at this kid right here, what happens, though, in tight moments, all right, game on the line situations, like this is a huge game, that collar gets tight, but not just for Dak. It gets tight for Jason Garrett. It gets tight for that whole football team. And instead of excelling in the big moment, like Carson Wentz, like the Eagles did, they did just the opposite.
And let's talk about the coaches, because I really didn't mean that to give Dak an out as much as I meant it to say, you've got a quarterback, to your point, who has not thrown the ball all week long. And you can see, I can see, sitting on my couch, 100 miles away from where the game is being played, that he can't throw the ball. He is missing everything. So it's all the more reason that you have to question, if not completely rip them to shreds for throwing the ball 44 times.
No, I mean, absolutely. And don't forget the 6 drops, too, also fed into it. But you're exactly right. Who's your best player?
Zeke Elliott is your best player.
Exactly. Then why the heck aren't you giving him the football?
Yeah, I got a little bone to pick with that one, though, because everyone's going like, oh, you should have ran Zeke more on first down. Let me read off the first down run success for the Cowboys, because this was about the Eagles defense going, Zeke ain't going to beat us. We're going to force Dak to beat us. On first down runs, they go 1 yard, -1 yards, 3 yards, -2, -1, 0, -4. They get a 10-yard run, -1. They get an 8-yard run, -2 yards.
Right.
So we can sit here all we want and say they should have ran Zeke more on first down. The Eagles defense was very clear. Zeke Elliott, you're not going to beat us. Dak Prescott, we don't think you can, and you won't.
Okay, but I'm going to tell you why you're wrong. All right, here's why, okay? In 30 years of coaching, here's why. The hardest down to run the football on is first down. Dan, let me just ask you this. What's the easiest down to throw the ball on?
First down.
First down. Why? Because you're getting 8-man spacing. Everybody's down there to stop the run. Just because you're not successful at running the football on first down does not mean you can't run the ball on second and in third down. And when he's your best player, that's what you need to do. Look, and I get it. I'm just a defensive guy that also led the league in rushing 5 times.
Yep.
So this is what happens. All right. This is your best player in the biggest moment. You win a division. Let's give the guy I thought for sure he'd carry the thing 30 times in this game.
Yeah.
Well, he did take himself, Zeke did, out of the game at one point.
Right.
Do you read anything into that at all?
No, he got hit in the face, and that's the thing where is he dazed a little bit? You saw him on the sideline. He's holding his mouth, doing whatever, so he takes that big shot. Okay, you get buzzed. That right there is not a concussion, but you got your bell rung. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, that's what happened. So that's why he came out. Now, the speed option call against a defense that has edge sets, I don't understand that one. Like, we might criticize that a lot more than this young man pulling himself out of the game for a play.
I also want to talk about the idea of not running the football, because I have sat with Rex Ryan far too many times, and you were the coach of the New York Jets, the ground and pound team that everyone knew wanted to run the ball. Everyone knew had much less passing game than the Cowboys had here, and you told me a million times, you're damn right you can run the ball into an 8-man box.
Right.
You can run the ball into a 9-man box. You have to figure out ways to do it, and they never did. The epitaph of the 2019 Dallas Cowboys will be, for reasons known only to them, they didn't give the ball to Zeke. The owner decided to pay that guy when he didn't have to. He could have left him in Cabo and said, you stay down there. I'm not paying you this money and you'll never play football again. He gave him that money to come back and win a Super Bowl. And for whatever reason, Jason Garrett and the Boy Wonder, as you like to call him, decided that they're not going to let Zeke Elliott carry them to a division title, and I will, for the life of me, never understand
Well,
why.
I'll go back to my point of the lack of success running the first ball.
How about the first and 10 when he ran for 10 yards and then they threw 3 consecutive incomplete passes?
But if you're the Cowboys and you're going to that game, you're going, wait, the Eagles secondary that struggled all year? Yeah, I think that we should be able to throw the ball. Now, given the injury to Dak and whatnot, I would have run the ball for 30 times. I would have said, Zeke Elliott, if I was Jerry Jones, I would have said, hey, Jason, the ball's going to get run 30 times.
Dan, who's the better team in this game?
More talented
Yes.
team is the Dallas Cowboys.
So which team should be dictating to the other how the game is going to be
Cowboys.
played? Who got dictated to yesterday?
The Dallas Cowboys.
So
but that's
I
why
rest my
picked,
case.
but that's why I
Absolutely.
picked the Eagles, because I believed in the coach more and I believed in the quarterback more. Here's the reality. You said the epitaph. Okay, epitaph at the end is going to be the fact that they didn't give the Zeke the ball enough.
All year long.
No, the epitaph of the Jason Garrett tenure in Dallas is the fact that Jerry Jones likes power more than he likes winning, because he wanted to control the coach and he wanted to sell tickets and he wanted to have a sexy offense, and it didn't win. And I'm surprised by it, because I thought that Jerry wanted to win more than anything. He doesn't. He wants power and control more than winning.
Yeah, that's an interesting take right there, because I think
It's hard to disagree
he
with.
wants, but I mean, look, he wants to win. He's brilliant. He's a brilliant businessman. Okay, and he's a good judge of evaluator talent. He put together a heck of a roster. All right, what's missing is This coach ain't taking you anywhere.
But that's
He's
the point.
proved it for
So why is
10
he there
years.
10 years?
But that's the thing. Like, it can't happen again. I was calling for this all last year. I called for it, and okay, I get it. We're going to keep him. I mean, I don't understand it.
Yeah,
And
but let's just keep this as real as we can. One team was depleted and never
Right.
asked out of plays. Guys are never tapping out saying, I need a break. One team was healthy, and we have guys on the Cowboys asking out. There's a difference between those organizations. One organization is built on complete heart from a city of Philadelphia, and one is built on the past. One is built on hoping that the talent reigns supreme. Amari Cooper not on the field on 4th down absolutely blows my mind that a coach can do that.
Can I hit it
Let's
on
get
one
to that.
thing?
No, but let's get to it.
All
Let's
right.
play that. We haven't even gotten there yet. There's so much to dissect from this game. Amari Cooper, season on the line. They traded a first-round pick to get him. 4th and 8, your entire season hanging in the balance, and Amari Cooper is standing